Hello everyone, and welcome to another Genshin lore video. Today, I'll be going over the lore presented in the Nighttime Whispers in the Echoing Woods artifact set. While the exact meaning behind this lore isn't exactly clear yet, I still want to go over it and speculate on what it could mean. Also, this video does contain spoilers for the quests listed on screen now, so if you haven't done those, you've been warned. Anyways, let's move right on and get into the video. The lore of this set starts off by talking about a little girl and her dog named Pi. Together, they went up to their attic, where the girl picked out a book whose cover was adorned with beautiful golden-winged butterflies. She opened the book and began to read a story that apparently happened not too long ago. According to legend, there is a witch who lives in a mysterious place known as the Echoing Woods. This witch was incredibly powerful, being able to grant any wish. However, she also used her powers to cover the entire forest where she lived in a thick, impenetrable fog, making it hard for anyone to find her home. Any who entered the woods would be confused by the fog and the echoes within it, and only a few could find the witch and make a wish. One day, though, a young boy found his way to the witch's hut. He explained that the girl he loves already loves another, but instead of wishing for her to love him, he wished for her to have all the happiness in the world. The witch granted the young boy's wish, but warned him that the price will come at some point in the future. She didn't tell the boy what this price was, but said that he would know when the time comes. Now, this boy had heard that the witch possessed many magical items. Curious as to how she granted wishes, he asked the witch about these items. She then showed him an ink bottle and explained how it worked. All words written by the pen dipped in this ink will become reality, and she shall become Fate's favorite. She shook the bottle a little bit, and within it, the young boy could see the world they lived in as a lonely island among the tides. He saw endless faces and scenery, like he was turning the pages of a picture album. The witch continued on, saying that the ink bottle contained everything the girl could imagine, and that if she wishes, it would all be hers. She then dipped her pen in the ink and wrote a bit on a page, changing the young girl's fate. With her fate now changed, the girl didn't have to worry about a thing. Everything turned out the way she wanted, everyone loved and praised her, and she received many gifts. Thanks to the boy's wish, fate favored her without reservation. Over time, the girl became accustomed to these changes and started to become bored. In this short amount of time, she had already obtained wealth and a multitude of gifts. She easily won people's hearts, and it seemed to her that the world revolved around her. Eventually, though, tired of her mother's preaching, the girl decided to leave her home and family behind, wandering the world instead. She traveled the world for a long time, seeing many sights along the way and meeting many people. However, she would eventually become bored with this journey as well. After a while, no beautiful scenery felt novel, and no meal, no matter how delicious, made her grateful or happy. Many people would come into her life through this journey, but none of them stayed forever. Sometimes, the girl even mistreated these friends, being as rude as she could. By the next day, however, her friends forgave her, no matter how cruel she had been. They all gave to her, asking for nothing else in return. After a long time on the road, the girl eventually learned that her mother had passed away. As such, she returned to her hometown, where she found that everyone was still smiling at her and being nice to her. A young man then approached her saying, "It's all as you wished, so why won't you smile once more?" She responded by saying that because of the curse she held, she could never truly be happy. The young man was a bit shocked by these words, surprised that she considered this gift a curse. He went on to explain that it was obtained in exchange with a witch, meaning that this is likely the very same boy who made the wish in the first place. Still, the girl stood by her original statement, saying that there is no value in a life where all is given to you for free, so she wished to break the curse. Frantically hoping to stop her, the boy took out a magic mirror which he had loaned from the witch and gave it to her, showing her what would happen if the wish was undone. She looked into the mirror and saw that she would lose all of her wealth. Those she had hurt would now hate her, people would mock her behind her back, and she would have to repay all of the gifts she had been given in the past. Despite seeing all this, however, the girl still decided to choose the more difficult path. She said that even after the magic fades, even if no one loves her, she will still love everyone. She then turned to the boy and told him that if he was willing to take it, her heart belonged to him. At that moment, the witch appeared before the two, as it was the appointed time to pay the price. The price that the boy would pay was losing the girl he loved. The witch took the girl and trapped her in the very ink bottle that she had shown the boy when they first met. However, the boy asked the witch if he could go to where the girl is now. He had seen how many stories and universes lived within the ink bottle, so he hoped there was a place for the two of them there. He hoped that he could be a good character within the bottle as well. Unfortunately, we don't know if this wish was granted, as the storybook ends here. Back in real life, the little girl and her dog leave the attic, leaving the book behind on the floor. However, the cover was now unadorned, missing the beautiful golden-winged butterflies it originally held. So, with all of that lore said, what does it all mean? Currently, this is one of the most confusing artifact sets in terms of lore. There is very little to go off here, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to discuss. After all, some Genshin lore is told allegorically, meaning that even if it is presented as a storybook, it still could have happened. Additionally, just because we don't fully understand the lore right now doesn't mean we won't in the future. For example, the lore of the Nymph's Dream artifact set was much better understood after the Narzinkrais quests that were released in Fontaine. As such, this set's lore could have a similar fate. So then, from what we know now, what could this lore be referencing? Well, I do have a few ideas, but be warned, they are very speculative. First off, I think this lore could have something to do with the Hexen Circle, and more specifically, Nicole Rain. After all, she is the witch that focuses on fate, which is the main aspect of this lore. Focusing on the ink bottle that the witch had, this could mirror how Nicole knows about changes in Irminsul. Perhaps like the witch can see the world in the bottle from the outside, Nicole can see changes in Irminsul from an outside view. Since the witch in the story could alter fate, perhaps Nicole may be able to in the future as well. Also, the witch in the story could tell when the appointed time came, and appeared in front of the boy and the girl right away. This could then mirror how Nicole talks into people's heads when they are lost and need a guide. Both witches could watch from afar and know when they are needed. Now, getting to the book itself, why did the golden-winged butterflies on the cover disappear? Well, I believe they were there to draw the little girl's attention to the book, almost like they were guiding her to the book. After she finished reading the book, there would be no more need to guide her to it, so the butterflies disappeared. Again, this is very similar to how Nicole has been described as a guide in the past. So then, who was this little girl? At the moment, we once again have very little information on her, and from what we do have, it's very hard to tell. In my opinion, I think it's possible that she could be a younger version of Nicole. Perhaps this is some sort of causal loop, where the future Nicole inspires her past self to become a witch by reading the story. I won't get into this much here, as again we have very little information, I just wanted to throw that idea out there. Alternatively, it could just be a random girl, and the storybook itself is what was really important. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the lore presented in the Nighttime Whispers in the Echoing Woods artifact set. The lore given to us here is incredibly mysterious at the moment, and I can't wait to learn more. Also, if you want to hear the lore behind other Fontaine artifact sets, I recommend my videos on Marchaussee Hunter, Golden Troop, and Song of Days Past. With that said, I would love to hear what other bits of lore you'd like me to cover in the comments below as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sources and further readings are also in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.